The valley below is wrong. Burning tank husks dot the slope like punctuation in a sentence nobody survived to finish. The mud between them is iron red. Barbed wire runs the perimeter in loose, lazy coils, the kind that suggests the enemy put it there without hurrying, because they weren't worried about who was coming. Smoke from last night's artillery drifts across the tree line in thin gray sheets. No movement, no sound, no birds, thankfully. Just the valley sitting there in the pre-dawn, waiting for anyone stupid enough to walk into it. 11 men on the ridge, weapons loaded. Major Gonzo stands alone with a pencil stub and a map, measuring distances on the ridgeline with the focused intensity of a man doing mathematics that nobody around him understands. 23.6, 38.2. He circles something. Nobody asks what. Gonzo to command. Valley confirmed hostile. 11 men on the ridge, all functional. Mostly. Yes, I can see the objective. I have eyes. That's what eyes are for. The valley is wrong. Affirmative. Yes, we're going in. Because you told us to. Obviously. Why else would 11 men be standing on a ridge at 4 in the morning? 38.2 on the ridge is going to be a problem. I've measured it 4 times. It's always a problem at 38.2. Yes, I know that's not a military term. I'm aware. Thank you. Moving on your order. Gonzo out. Listen up, men. Stop looking at the valley. The valley will still be all kinds of wrong 2 minutes from now. 3 ways into any position. I'll say this once. Pay attention and you might just survive. Market order. You charge. Right now. Full speed. Whatever price the battlefield decides you deserve when you arrive, it won't be good. Pay it anyway or stay home and watch someone else do it. Limit order. You pick your level and you wait. Price comes back to you, or the entire war happens without your participation. Both outcomes are acceptable. One just feels like watching everyone else get rich while you sit in a hole, being disciplined and correct and completely absent. Stop entry. Price has to prove itself before you commit a single man. Slower, safer. You'll still get faked out into every false breakout with mechanical precision. That's the cost. Pay it or don't use it. Pick the wrong weapon for the terrain and you're dead before the position even opens. Don't blame the market. Don't blame the man next to you. And sure as hell don't blame me. You picked your goddamn weapon. Now move. The assault breaks at 38.2. Of course it does. 3 tanks advance through the lower tree line and hit the kill zone simultaneously. The kind of coordinated ambush that takes days to prepare. Which means the enemy knew exactly when the assault was coming. From which direction. Probably what everyone had for breakfast. The lead tank takes a direct hit. The second pivots hard into a ditch. The third reverses into the infantry unit behind it, which answers the question of what organized chaos sounds like at scale. Infantry through the left flank walks into wire nobody mapped. Mortar fire drops along the right with the calm regularity of a factory producing casualties on schedule. The center holds for approximately 4 minutes. Then it becomes something else entirely. Bodies in the mud. Smoke everywhere. Gonzo watches from the ridge, lights a cigarette, reaches for the radio. Gonzo to command. The assault has failed. Yes, failed. I can spell it if that helps. 38.2 was the problem, as documented, as measured. 4 goddamn times. 2 tanks down, 1 operational but compromised. Infantry taking fire on both flanks. Center has collapsed. No, we are not pushing through. Pushing through right now is how we lose everyone, instead of just the men we've already lost. Pulling back to the ridge, regrouping, re-entering where the level holds properly. I understand your position. My position is that I would like to have men left by afternoon. Gonzo out. Listen up. We got in wrong. We charged a level that wasn't ready. Paid for it in tanks and men and whatever dignity we had left at 4 this morning. That's done. Here's what happens next. We pull back to structure. The level that held on the way up. The one the enemy keeps defending because it means something to them too. That's where we regroup. That's where we re-enter. Not because we're angry. Not because the tanks deserve avenging. Because that's where the position makes sense again. Shallow pullback. Structure intact. Momentum still breathing. We go again. Deep breakdown that shatters everything we understood about this valley. We find a different valley. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about the men in the mud down there. I'm thinking about the men up here, the ones still breathing. Missing the re-entry is acceptable. Destroying what's left of this unit on a broken position is not. They waited. The hardest thing on any battlefield isn't charging. It's sitting on a ridge watching smoke clear while everything in you demands movement. Artillery pounds the valley floor in slow, rhythmic intervals, each impact throwing columns of earth and metal into gray morning air. Burnt tanks smoke. Wire catches the light. The mud keeps its secrets about what's underneath it. 1 hour, 2 hours, nothing. Then the enemy moves, back to 38.2, exactly back to 38.2, like the level is carved into the landscape by some law of warfare, older than anyone present. Gonzo drops his cigarette, marks something on his map. Gonzo to command, the level held, 38.2 held. Enemy returned to it and it held. Structure intact, momentum confirmed. Yes, I'm certain, because I waited. That's how certainty works. You wait until the thing confirms or it doesn't. This one confirmed. Requesting authorization for second assault. Understood. Gonzo out. Second assault. Different approach. Pay attention because I won't be sympathetic about the ones who don't. 2 ways to do this. Anticipation. We commit before proof arrives. Better position. Earlier entry. And when you're wrong, which half of you will be, you're wrong early and wrong expensively. And wrong in a valley that has already demonstrated today exactly what it does to optimism. Confirmation. You wait for the level to hold, momentum to show up, volume to confirm the move is real. Worse entry price, higher probability of survival. You'll complain about the entry for a week and be alive to do it. Neither is right. What gets you killed more efficiently than anything the enemy used against us this morning is entering without knowing which one you're using. Gonzo to command. Sector 7 secured. Affirmative. Casualties sustained. Objectives met. 2 tanks lost. Infantry losses within. And I use this phrase with full awareness of its obscenity, acceptable parameters. The enemy is retreating towards 61.8. They are not panicking, not making mistakes, not surprised. They know exactly who we are, how we think, where we charge, when we hesitate, how to use every predictable human tendency against us at the next defensive line. We took the valley. We do not yet understand who put us in it or why. That is the next problem. Gonzo out. The valley is won, but nobody's celebrating. Gonzo sits at the dead enemy commander's table, a man whose name he doesn't know and whose planning he has spent the morning systematically destroying, and counts distances on his own map. Ammunition for one serious engagement, maybe two if everyone is disciplined and the enemy obliges. Not that they ever do. Water and rations are severely depleted. Hopeful, but weary. Outside the command post window, the valley floor is an open graveyard, burning metal cooling in the afternoon air, iron-red mud that was green grass before dawn. 38.2 is behind them, a number circled at 4 in the morning that turned out to be exactly as dangerous as measured, exactly as expensive as feared. Ahead, 61.8. The enemy regrouped there 90 minutes ago, stopped moving, set up new defensive lines with the calm efficiency of soldiers who knew exactly where the next confrontation would happen, because they planned it that way. Patient. 38.2 got the unit in. 61.8 is where they decide what happens next. Hold what they have, push further into a defended position with depleted resources, or leave, while leaving is still a decision rather than a consequence. A stark reminder that winning means you now own the problem of keeping what you took, that the valley is theirs for now. But ownership is a temporary condition. The enemy is watching, waiting. Gonzo to command. Valley secured. 9 men operation. 2 tanks lost. Ammunition critical. Water gone. Enemy regrouped at 61.8. Yes, we're holding. For now. Requesting extraction doctrine. I understand the valley was the objective. I'm asking if dying in it was also part of the plan. 3 options. Hold until target confirmed. Advance defensive line as we push. Exit on time regardless of outcome. Yes, I know what the mission brief said. Tell that to that pile of smoldering rubble that looked like a tank this morning. Tell it to poor old Fitzy and his dear, and soon-to-be-distraught mother. 4 times, in fact. Correct. I measured it 4 times. My recommendation is target exit. Objective achieved. Extract now while extraction is voluntary. Confirming the order. Advance to 61.8. Understood. Gonzo out. Immediately after a win is when you're at your most vulnerable. The problem with winning is that it feels like permission. Permission to push further. Permission to stay longer. 61.8 sits on the ridgeline like an invitation. And invitations written by patient enemies on ground they chose are not invitations. They are instructions dressed in the language of opportunity. Bait and prey. Gonzo has watched this destroy more positions than bad entries ever did. Entry failures are visible. They hurt immediately. Lessons get learned from entry failures because the cost is immediate and obvious. Exit failures are invisible until they're catastrophic. The position works. The valley is taken. Price hits the target. The analysis is confirmed. And instead of the extraction that was planned before the assault, before the adrenaline, before the exhaustion, before the seductive logic of a working position, they push to 61.8 because it's right there, because momentum is real, because after everything it cost to get to the objective line, leaving now feels like retreat, like failure. So they push onwards to 61.8, to the enemy's next defensive line, where they are wiser, better equipped, and hold the vantage point. This is what kills you quietly, not dramatically, not with the cinematic catastrophe of the first assault, quietly, methodically. One position lost, then the next, the kind of unraveling that doesn't look like a collapse until the complete and utter desolation of your account is complete. Listen up, men. We advance to 61.8. That's just the way it is. Those are our orders. 3 ways to leave any position. We went over them. Target exit, trailing exit, time exit. Command has chosen to ignore all 3. So here is what we do instead. We advance in measured lines. Nobody runs. Nobody charges a level without cover. We move like the second assault this morning, not like the first. Disciplined, patient, watching the flanks. If the line holds and the advance is working, we advance. If the goddamn line breaks, we fall back to this position immediately. No heroics, no trying to hold ground that has already been lost. We fall back and we hold what we took this morning. The valley is ours, for now at least. You have your orders. Now move out. The slope is steeper than it looked from the valley floor, the ground loose and churned where artillery worked it over this morning. Every step a small negotiation between forward momentum and the mud that wants to claim you for itself. The enemy line at 61.8 is thinner than expected. Positions that should be defended in depth are holding with skeleton crews. What's coming down the slope is manageable, uncomfortable, not catastrophic. The unit's last operational tank grinds up the left flank, throwing dirt and smoke. It's severely compromised. The enemy line thins further. Gonzo advances cautiously. Something about the left ridgeline isn't right. It sits silent like a bated breath. The unit crests a fold in the ground 50 meters below 61.8. The enemy position is right there. Visible, contested but not finished. Another push and it breaks. Then the left ridgeline exhales. The last tank on the hill takes a direct hit. The explosion sends a column of fire and metal into the air and scatters the remains across a 30-meter radius. 2 men nearest the tank will never walk again. They'll never breathe again. The enemy line at 61.8 was never breaking. Gonzo knows he has been marched into a trap. It gives him little comfort to know that he foresaw this happening. The enemy reinforcement column appears on the left ridgeline. Not a patrol, not a probe, a column. Fresh troops moving at pace, equipment intact. Gonzo takes cover and reaches for the radio. Gonzo to command. We have a problem. Enemy reinforcements. We are now heavily outnumbered. Negative. We have 0 tanks now. 2 men down on the slope. We are caught between the 61.8 line and the reinforcement column with 7 men. Whatever ammunition those 7 men are carrying personally, we cannot hold this position. We cannot advance. We cannot flank. Falling back to the valley immediately. Astute observation. If only I had thought of that. Understood. Gonzo out. The retreat is nothing like the withdrawal would have been. The withdrawal that was available at 1300, with gained ground and a mostly intact unit. That withdrawal no longer exists. That was a door that closed while command was deciding whether the opportunity at 61.8 justified the mathematics. This is what happens after the door closes. 7 men making it off the slope before the reinforcements cut the line. Then 6. The valley floor below. The ground they won this morning. The ground that was theirs. Receding as the enemy reinforcement column sweeps through it from the north. The captured command post. The dead commander's table. The maps still pinned to the walls. Gone. The valley. The position. The tactical advantage of a secured objective that was worth preserving, and wasn't. 6 men become 5 on the eastern slope. 5 become 4 at the lower tree line. 2 men of the ill-fated bullish assault now remain. No tanks, no ammunition for another skirmish. The valley below belongs to the enemy again, reinforced now, the defensive line extended to positions that didn't exist this morning. 38.2 cost them 2 tanks and 2 soldiers. 61.8 cost them the valley and almost everything else. Gonzo stares into eternity. The burning tanks are small from here, the barbed wire invisible. Captured command post indistinguishable from the stolen terrain. The planned exit from a position of strength was now a distant memory. Gonzo lights another cigarette, reaches for the radio. Gonzo to command. The assault has failed. Indubitably. The valley is lost. Negative. Nothing of the unit remains. Our ammunition is completely spent. 61.8 was a trap. It was always a trap. In our current position, a clean extraction seems unlikely. Perhaps you would like to come down here to boost morale yourself. What are my orders? General? For more trading tactics from the trenches, join the ranks today. Stay small, stay disciplined, and for God's sake, stay liquid. Gonzo out.